पूछो जाके उनसे जिन पे रोशनी नहीं, पूछो जाके उनसे कैसी लगती है कमी।
So in today's session, you guys will get to know about assessment of visual acuity in preschool children, and in by Zeba ma'am. So welcome to the Optohub. Welcome Zeba ma'am. Welcome all the attendees. Welcome to all the participants to the Optohub. And Zeba ma'am, she has completed her. She's a student still, but she's an intern student from Jamia Hamdard University. She has completed a Bachelor of Optometry from Jamia Hamdard, New Delhi, and internship at Venu Eye Hospital. She has done research project on distribution of corneal and lenticular astigmatism. She herself is a masterpiece. It's very good to hear her today. Welcome to the Optohub, Zeba ma'am. Over to you now. Please continue.
Thank you. So good evening, everyone. So last time what the session we had was pediatric eye examination approach. So this is basically like an extension to the previous session in which we discussed how we go about and what all the other steps that we should keep in mind during a pediatric eye examination. But today we are going to specifically discuss about the measurement of visual acuity in preschool students. So why do we have to record the visual acuity in children? जरूरत क्या है उसकी? So the eye looks normal. अगर क्योंकि पेरेंट्स के लिए अगर उनको आईज नॉर्मल है और जब इन्फेंट है कोई भी तो उनको वो नीड नहीं लगती है कि मतलब जब हमें नॉर्मल दिखता है कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं दिखती है तो व्हाट इज द नीड. सो कई बार क्या होता है कि जितनी प्रॉब्लम्स हम अर्ली डिटेक्ट करेंगे उतना ही बेटर ट्रीटमेंट होगा. फॉर एग्जांपल एम्ब्लायोपिया ले लो तो उसमें जो ट्रीटमेंट एफिशिएंसी इन अर्ली स्टेजेस ऑफ लाइफ है वो उतनी ओल्डर बड़े लोगों में नहीं है. नेक्स्ट इज if we know to know the visual development whether it is normal or not. Next, all of this becomes useful in decision making. And अगर कोई low vision का child है तो it is very easy to decide what all rehab that child will be needing. So what is visual acuity? It is defined as the resolving power of the eye or the ability to see the separate objects as separate, determined by the smallest retinal image which can be appreciated at a certain distance. And the visual acuity test measures the smallest letters the patient can read on a standardized chart at a distance of 6 meters. Right? So in cases of pre-verbal infants, जो बोल नहीं सकते, infants में we check for motor and sensory responses. ठीक है तो what we use is CSM method. वो next slide में बताऊँ. So in pre-literate but verbal kids, it is the visual acuity is the smallest target of a known size and known distance which can be correctly and verbally identified by the child. So what is CSM? CSM is basically central, steady and maintained method. So C refers to central. It is done at a distance of 40 centimeters and C refers to the location of corneal reflex as the patient fixates the examiner's light under monocular condition. तो जो normally reflected light होगी cornea से वो center में होगी and it should be positioned symmetrically in both eyes. So if the fixation target is viewed eccentrically, then the fixation is termed as uncentral. Then S refers to steadiness of the fixation on examiner's light as it is held motionless and also it is slowly moved about. Then M refers to maintain. So it refers to the ability of the patient to maintain alignment first with one eye and then with the other as opposite eye is uncovered. ठीक है तो अब जो नॉर्मल विजुअल डेवलपमेंट होता है नॉर्मल विजुअल डेवलपमेंट है वो डिटेक्शन एक्टिविटी से स्टार्ट होता है. तो द फर्स्ट मतलब फर्स्टली चाइल्ड जो है वो डिटेक्ट करना स्टार्ट करेगा. वो एकदम से रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं कर लेगा किसी को भी देख के. सो इट विल स्टार्ट रिस्पोंडिंग टू एनी स्टिमुलस अराउंड. देन दैट visual that undergoes rapid development into higher acuity functions such as resolution which develops later on. ठीक है. And then there are many techniques of visual acuity assessments available to quantify the different levels of visual function. But that is not necessary कि जो detection acuity में हमारी vision आ रही है, that is the same in resolution acuity. ठीक है. So these are the normal visual responses. जो newborn होते हैं, they can only perceive light. Then within 4 to 7 weeks, there is eye contact with the mother. 4 to 12 weeks में वो fix and follow करने लगते हैं कोई भी bright light या colored objects को. Within 3 months, expressions उनके change होने लगते हैं. And 3 to 4 months में they reach the object using their vision. And within 6 to 9 months, they start crawling and later walking and avoiding object. कोई obstacle है तो they can avoid that and move further. So this is that particular slide which was also present in the previous session, and this is what we are going to discuss next. That these are the different tests available depending upon the different age group of the child. ठीक है. तो basically जो age group category है, if you see, so जो preschoolers हैं, that specifically falls under the category of 2 to 5 years, right? And the newborns are 0 to 4 months. But इसमें I've included everything. First is 3 to 5 years of kids. So they are basically verbal. School नहीं जाते हैं, but they can speak. आप उनके जो subjective responses हैं उस पर आप rely कर सकते हैं. So the first one is illiterate E cutout chart. इसमें क्या होता है? The task is to identify the direction in which the limb of E points. ठीक है, उनको बताना है कि कौन सी डायरेक्शन में है. And then the identification of the last line gives the visual acuity. ठीक है, जो भी last line वो जहां तक read कर पा रहे हैं, that will be the visual acuity. और ऐसा ही एक जो similar test है, that is Landau's broken ring chart. Next is isolated hand figure test. तो इसमें same उसी चीज से उनको direction ही point करना है, just that के E is replaced with hand figures. Then Sheridan-Cardenas HOTV test. So the child is handed HOTV card and is asked to match the letters on the chart. Next is pictorial vision chart. तो इसमें क्या होता है कि vision charts जो हैं वो symbols की जगह पर pictures show करेंगे. ठीक है. And different type जो भी pictures होंगी that are most likely familiar to the child. So one such is K picture test and Allen preschool test. Next is a broken wheel test. Simple है, the child is asked to identify the one wheel which is broken. And then tumbling pad test. It is also similar to the illiterate E cutout chart, but it consists of different sizes of E in one of the 4 positions. So next is 2 to 3 years. Nature toy test में क्या होगा? They will be shown toys at a distance of 3 meters and they'll be asked to pick the pair from the assortment. ठीक है? So it is done at 3 meters and next is coin test. So इसमें the child will be asked to identify the 2 faces of the coins of different sizes held at different distances. Next, dot visual acuity test. तो इसमें generally हम visual तो मिनिएचर टॉय टेस्ट में क्या होता है कि जो चाइल्ड है उसको एक इल्यूमिनेटेड बॉक्स दिखाया जाता है जिसमें ब्लैक डॉट्स होंगी डिफरेंट साइजेस की. तो जो स्मॉलेस्ट जो डॉट होगी जिस पर द चाइल्ड विल रिएक्ट विल बी द विजुअल एक्टिविटी ऑफ दैट चाइल्ड. So next is for 1 to 2 years of kids. इसमें marble game test में what we do is the child is asked to place the marbles in the holes of a card or a box, and this is not for checking the visual acuity of the child. It will assess the visual functioning of child's eye. Next, Sheridan's ball test. तो इसमें जो भी smallest ball the child will fix and follow at a distance of 3 meters will be the visual acuity of that child. And other such tests are boy candy test, Wirth's ivory ball test. Then infants. So इसमें optokinetic nystagmus test हम करते हैं, preferential looking test, visually evoked response and Catford drum test. So optokinetic nystagmus test में क्या होता है कि ड्रम होगा with black and white strips and जो पेशेंट के विजुअल फील्ड के सामने रखा जाएगा, एंड जो एंगल सबटेंड होगा स्मॉलेस्ट स्ट्रिप विड्थ वाली स्ट्रिप से, ठीक है, मतलब आप उसको रोटेट करो और जो स्मॉलेस्ट विड्थ जहां तक चाइल्ड जो जब तक उसको फॉलो करेगा, दैट विल बी द विजुअल एक्टिविटी. द ओनली थिंग इज कि चाइल्ड शुड बी अलर्ट, and this is how the normal visual acuity is. Then preferential looking test. Preferential looking next is preferential looking test. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर इस टेस्ट में बेसिकली ऑब्जर्वेशन होती है कि इन्फेंट्स को जब they are shown these kinds of patterns and on other screen there will be a gray screen. ठीक है, तो दो adjacent stimulus field हैं, इसमें से एक स्ट्राइप है और दूसरी प्लेन है, होमोजेनस है. सो जो infant है that will tend to look at the striped one. ठीक है, so जो examiner है that he or she will be behind the screen. So these two stimuli are alternated randomly, and the जो है preferential looking test is suitable up to 4 months of age. ठीक है, और इसमें जो न्यूबॉर्न्स में विजुअल एक्टिविटी that is measured is 6 by 240. For 3 months it's 660, and for 36 months it is 6 by 6. Next is visually evoked response. So visually evoked potential are basically electrical brain responses that are triggered by the presentation of visual stimulus. Okay, so the objective technique जो है available है to assess the functional state of the visual system beyond the retinal ganglion cells. So infants में it is very useful. Next comes is neonates. तो neonates का हमने last time भी discuss किया था. What we look for is meanness reflex. ठीक है, whether how the baby is responding to an oncoming object. ठीक है, then you look for media clarity. It can be with a torchlight or a retinoscope. Next, you look for pupillary reaction, whether the pupils are reacting or not. ठीक है, so what we need to keep in mind is always be wise and use age appropriate techniques, understand the development of visual system, make the best use of available accessible visual acuity accessories which are best reliable, and age appropriate techniques should be chosen. Visual acuity should be repeated in each visits and the child should be alert. और एक चीज हमें ध्यान रखनी है कि कई बार क्या होता है, चाइल्ड अलर्ट है, बता भी रिस्पॉन्ड भी कर रहा है, बट समटाइम्स व्हेन वो गलत बता रहे होते हैं, और तो उनके साथ जो भी पेरेंट होंगे दे टेंड टू इंटरफेयर एंड से अरे ये कहाँ पर दिया हुआ है, ऐसा नहीं है, ए नहीं है, सी है. तो इस टाइप की चीजों, तो उसके लिए भी ध्यान रखना कि दैट पेरेंट्स आर नॉट हेल्पिंग देम. थैंक यू.